In the gentle embrace of dawn, soft amber light spills into the modest Etruscan home, casting delicate shadows upon the woven tapestry of daily life. The air is cool and carries the faint aroma of damp earth, mingling with the sweet scent of wild thyme growing just outside the stone threshold. The weaver stirs from her slumber beneath a lightweight linen cover, its texture smooth against her skin. Beside her, a small oil lamp, now extinguished, stands as a sentinel of the night recently past. She stretches her limbs leisurely, feeling the initial warmth of the day seeping into her bones. The long wooden beams of the house creak softly as the weaver rises, her footsteps whispering across the clay floor. She pauses momentarily, listening to the distant call of a bird, beginning its morning song, a familiar melody that gently nudges her to start her day. In her humble sleeping quarters, a simple wooden loom rests against the wall. The threads hang in waiting, a cascade of soft, muted colors spun from the wool of the local sheep and dyed with natural pigments such as madder and indigo. She moves with grace, her fingertips brushing the threads as if greeting old friends. The loom becomes a part of her morning ritual, a canvas for her artistry and a tapestry of serene dedication. She ties her hair back, preparing herself for the gentle rhythm of weaving that lies ahead. Moving into the main living space, the low sun filters through the uneven green glass window panes, casting dappled patterns on the walls. The air is fragrant with the floral notes of lavender, carefully hung in bundles to dry from the beam overhead. As she lights the hearth, the soft crackling of kindling ignites a small, comforting fire that dances and flickers. The warmth spreads gradually, melting the early morning chill and inviting life back into the silent corners of her home. She reaches for a simple clay cup, adorned with a painted pattern, filling it with spring water from the amphora. The cool liquid refreshes her, and its clarity reflects the pureness of daybreak, a mirror of the hours that stretch warmly before her. The weaver's first task is to prepare a humble meal. She gathers aged bread, crushed ripe figs, and a sliver of goat's cheese, placing them neatly on a low wooden table. The textures and flavors promise satisfaction, a simple sustenance weaving through the quiet moments of her morning. From outside, she hears the rustling of olive trees, stirred by a gentle breeze, their silvered leaves whispering secrets of old. The weaver draws comfort from this natural rhythm, a harmony that guides her creations and the life around her. As she finishes her meal, the day unfolds like a slow, gentle journey. The simple rituals that mark her morning are a testament to the beauty of repetition, a quiet meditation that connects her to her ancestors and softly etches her path through time. Thus begins another day of weaving, with the promise of new patterns and colors whispered on the threads that await her skilled hands. With the morning meal concluded, the weaver turns her full attention to the loom. She reveres this tool, handcrafted by her father years ago, its wood darkened by time and use, smoothed by countless hours of careworn touch. The loom stands ready to transform raw fibers into a woven symphony, a tapestry that will speak of skill and spirit. She surveys her collection of dyed wool, appreciating each hue that captures the vibrant essence of the surrounding landscape. Shades of terracotta, reminiscent of the native earth, mingle with azure blue and deep green, echoing the nearby hills and the ever-present sky. Taking up a spindle, she spins the day's first threads, feeling the fibers slip through her fingers like strands of liquid, a seamless extension of her thoughts and intentions. The rhythmic spin invites calmness, inviting a meditative focus that grounds her in this timeless craft. The quiet of her home is punctuated by the soft clink of wooden shuttles and the gentle, consistent pulse of the loom's action. Each beat is a note in the melody of her creative endeavor, weaving its way into the fabric of her day. Slowly, new patterns ripple across the growing cloth, a language written in thread. Late morning sunlight filters through the window as the sun climbs higher, casting a warm glow that dances over her work. Its gentle heat is a silent companion, wrapping her in a cozy embrace as she labors. Outside, bees hum diligently among blossoming herbs in the garden. The weaver pauses momentarily, resting her hands and observing the steady progress of her loom. Her eyes trace the emerging designs, satisfying her sense of symmetry and balance, a dialogue between artist and material, nature and nurturing. She gently stretches her arms, feeling the quiet murmur of muscles given to prolonged focus. Her connection to her work is unwavering, a bond that transcends the mechanical and tangible, echoing the ancient rhythms of her ancestors who once wove under the same sun. From the open doorway, the mingling scents of nearby sage and blooming ivy drift in, an offering from the green expanse encircling her home. Once vibrant, now gentle and nurturing, these fragrances steep the air with reminders of growth and renewal. A familiar voice calls softly from the outside, a neighbor bringing a bundle of fleece from newly shorn sheep. She nods in gentle gratitude, recognizing their shared devotion to sustaining each other's crafts. This life, shaped by the land and the goods it yields, is a collective tapestry woven from the hands of many. The sun arcs slightly towards its midday peak, casting shorter shadows. Her day continues in this convergence of labor and love, time marked not by hours, but by the completion of each row, each span of the loom's reach. Immersed in this ancient art, the weaver knows that her work speaks beyond the transient passage of time. Threads tell stories, and as long as they intertwine under her guidance, enduring connections are renewed with each woven design. So she continues with her craft, steeped in tranquil solitude, the loom's song echoing through the gentle heart of her beloved home. As the noon sun reaches its zenith, the warm light deepens into a golden hue, casting over the weaver like a gentle cloak. Her morning's labor has left the loom richly adorned with an evolving tapestry, a vibrant testament to hours steeped in quiet concentration. It's time for a moment's respite. The air inside the house has grown warm and fragrant with herbs, drifting from bundles tied above her workbench. A soft breeze, delicately scented with lavender and rosemary, wafts in through the open window, offering a refreshing touch against her skin. She steps away from her loom, drawing a deep breath of the countryside's vivid aromas. With a slow, deliberate motion, she rolls her shoulders to release the tension gathered from her focused morning routine. Her work, though meticulous, brings a meditative clarity, a familiar sanctuary. In the open courtyard, where the light plays among the mosaic patterns on the ground, she takes a seat upon a stone bench, warmed by the steady embrace of the sun. Ancient olive trees, their gnarled arms heavy with fruit, offer a soothing murmur of leaves as they sway in the gentle midday breeze. A small clay jug holds water infused with sprigs of mint, cooling under the shadowed table. She pours herself a drink, the droplets whispering musically as they fill the clay cup, promising relief and refreshment. Each sip is a balm to her senses, a quiet celebration of nature's simple gifts. The platter set before her is modest, yet satisfying, adorned with slices of fresh bread, olives glistening like dark jewels, and chunks of ripe figs. This meal connects her to the earth and its cycles, a bountiful offering that renews her spirit. From her spot, she gazes toward the gentle roll of the distant hills, verdant and alive. The landscape remains unchanged, a constant witness to countless lives spread through generations, much like hers. Her thoughts drift seamlessly through time as she contemplates the hands that have woven before her. Under the shade, she allows herself a gentle moment of rest, her mind wandering amidst half-forgotten tales of her ancestors. Their stories vibrate through the lands, woven into the fabric of her own life, and the enduring beauty surrounding her. The sounds of nature, birdsong, rustling trees, the buzzing of bees, create a serene symphony that accompanies her reflection. There are no pangs of urgency, no hurried steps to tether the day. Time itself seems to breathe alongside her, an ever-present companion in this restful interlude. As the shadows cast by the olive trees lengthen, she finds herself restored. Her heart swells with gratitude for this cherished routine, a life intertwined with Earth's cycles, reflective in its simplicity. The sun begins to dip ever so slightly westward. Her midday rest concludes with a gentle resolve to return to her loom. Buoyed by the tranquility of her pause, she resumes her art with renewed vigor, ready to continue her creation through the gentle afternoon hours. As the afternoon sun casts its golden light across the Etruscan landscape, the weaver returns to her loom. The air hums with warmth, embracing her like the woolen threads she so tenderly crafts into patterns rich with history and memory. Her fingers dance adeptly over the loom, legs moving the pedals in a practiced routine both soothing and satisfying. The gentle conversation of nearby villagers reaches her ears through the open windows, carrying stories and laughter that weave into the fabric of her day. These distant voices are a melody, a communal chant that quietly invigorates her with a sense of belonging and shared purpose. Surrounding her is the symphony of everyday life in this close-knit community. The rhythmic thud of a farmer's tools in the fields, the occasional lowing of cattle, and the chiming of a potter shaping clay into vessels. Each sound blends harmoniously into the tapestry of village life. From time to time, children pass by her open doorway, their playful footsteps echoing along the sun-dappled path, their chatter vivid and joyful. These sounds, like echoes from her own childhood, touch her heart, reminding her of the continuity and cyclical nature of life itself. Outside, the fields stretch toward the horizon, a patchwork of green and earthy hues reaching out to the skies. Farmers are dotted like figures in a painting, tending to rows of wheat soughed with care, their motions steady and enduring beneath the bright, benevolent sun. The weaver's friends often gather to practice their crafts side by side, sharing stories and skills across their endeavors. Her nearest neighbor, an expert potter, occasionally visits, her hands always dusted with clay. They exchange knowing smiles and share tips of their trades, reinforcing the unspoken bond that ties them together. As her work progresses, the fabric grows beneath her hands, its textures vibrant with the spirit of ancient traditions. Each strand she threads speaks of the continuity of past, present, and future, a tether to those who once walked the land and those yet to grace its soil. At the cusp of afternoon's end, the soothing fragrance of nearby fields merges with the salty tang from the distant sea, amalgamating into a heady breeze that breathes through her open doorway. These scents imbue her work with an unspoken inspiration, a reminder of the bounty that nurtures her and her community. She pauses periodically to assess her creation, each glance offering a confluence of pride and patience. The weaving is not just a task, it's an evolving narrative, a silent conversation carried through brushes of her fingers and shifting strands. The sun lowers gradually into the western sky, painting a tableau across the heavens in hues of peach and gold. As she works, the advancing evening shadows play along her walls, their slow dance marking time with gentle grace. Wrapped in the rhythms of her weaving, her thoughts drift like the breeze through the branches. She acknowledges the shared life that knits her community together, threads of companionship and tradition binding them all. Her world, manifested in texture and sound, flows timelessly as she weaves. Together, the rhythms of loom and life carry her serenely into the welcome embrace of evening. As the day begins its descent into evening, the rich colors of twilight paint the sky in muted lavenders and rose golds. The weaver gently concludes her work, resting her hands as she surveys the loom's bounty. The tapestry, now vibrant with colors and patterns, tells stories of time and care, awaiting its final touch on another day. Closing her eyes for a brief moment, she breathes deeply, absorbing the peacefulness that the day's labor has yielded. The quiet hum of nature provides a tranquil accompaniment as she tidies her workspace, organizing the threads with care, a ritual of closure to mark the day's end. With her work neatly set aside, she turns her attention to the household. The home feels alive in the mellow light, glowing softly as the hearth's embers begin their nightly dance. The warmth draws shadows long across the walls, a gentle flicker that cradles the room in its comforting embrace. The time has come to join her family in the heart of their abode. Their presence fills the space with warmth beyond that of the hearth, an intangible glow of shared stories and quiet companionship. Children's laughter, now mellowed by the day's adventures, rings delightfully in the peaceful dusk. The kitchen's homely scents waft gently through the air, weaving a fragrant narrative of roasted herbs and baked bread, a prelude to the family meal that gathers them. The weaver takes pleasure in these simple moments of preparation, a dance of care enacted with every stir of the pot. As darkness deepens outside, the household gathers around the wooden table, an heirloom of sorts, its surface worn smooth by generations of use. It bears the marks of countless meals shared in love and laughter, a testament to the bonds of family and community. They partake in the bounty of the land, humble dishes composed of fresh produce, lovingly tended in the surrounding fields and gardens. The soft crunch of vegetables and the rich flavor of ripe olives are savored, each bite a ceremonial tribute to the day. Conversation flows gently among them, interspersed with memories and aspirations, dreams shaped silently by all. The stories shared around the table weave these moments into the fabric of family lore, connecting past with future as seamlessly as thread through cloth. From the window, the moon rises gently, its silver light angling into the room like an uninvited guest. It casts a gentle luminescence across the floor, mingling with the golden flicker of the hearth, a tapestry of light in the comforting darkness. After supper, they gather around the hearth, sharing quiet moments of togetherness. Conversation gives way to the soft flute notes played by a family member, a soothing melody that fills the heart with wordless understanding. The weaver leans back in her chair, brushing her fingers through her child's hair. She finds peace in this rhythmic cycle of the day, a stitch in the larger quilt of her life, suffused with grace and gratitude. As night enfolds them, her eyes grow heavy with the contentment of the day spent well. The house settles into a serene quietude, humming with the promise of tomorrow's dawn and the weaving of new stories to come. The room is bathed in the gentlest light from the hearth, its tender flames casting moving shadows that sway like ancient dancers against the stone walls. The family gathers closely, wrapped in the shared warmth and intimacy of these precious twilight hours. The weaver's mother, her eyes gleaming with wisdom and humor, recounts tales of their ancestors, stories woven from the threads of memory. Her voice rises and falls rhythmically, like the tide's gentle swell, and each story is a cherished thread that binds the past to the present moment. Children, eyes wide with wonder, curl like fledglings against their parents, absorbing the myth and lore as it fills the room. The stories speak of heroes and everyday folk alike, the woven deeds of all who came before them in this ancient land of hills and rivers. The father's deep, rumbling voice adds to the evening's chorus, recalling the gods and their games, the caprices of Jupiter and the wisdom of Minerva. He sparks laughter with tales of rustic mischief, legends echoing through fields that lie silent beneath the moonlight. As the evening deepens, songs emerge spontaneously, simple tunes that resonate with the ease of familiar harmony. The weaver's brother strums gently on his lyre, each note a delicate cascade, falling softly around them, sinking into the stillness of the night. The music carries a timeless quality, blending seamlessly with the breath of the wind that whispers past the house. The nightingales outside lend their voices to the gentle serenade, a nocturne orchestrated by nature itself, cradling the family in its eternal rhythm. The weaver's hands, so accustomed to labor, now rest lightly in her lap, warm from clasping her child's hand. In these moments, set apart from the busy hum of daily toil, she feels the blessings bestowed by this shared life, grounded in the sacred simplicity of familial ties. As her mother begins another tale, the weaver allows her thoughts to drift, carried along by the steady cadence of words, to places she has woven before in daydreams. Her mind wanders through time, touching on faces and moments etched in the heart's core. The amber glow of the embers softens, turning crimson as the fire's song begins to hush. The story's quiet, and the lull of the hour softens voices to murmurs, a transition as gentle as the caress of night itself. Shadows lengthen with a tender embrace, tucking the world under a blanket of stars. Each member of the family, now lulled by the warmth of their fellowship, finds comfort in this shared chamber, where love knits the hours into a tapestry of their own. Good nights are exchanged in whispers, each gentle kiss placed upon brows and cheeks a benediction for dreams yet to come. The family retires, each to their own quiet corner of the home, enveloped by a sense of peace held within these walls. Silence settles, soft and profound, a deep, comforting silence as ancient as the stones surrounding them. The house, now at rest beneath the watchful gaze of the waxing moon, cradles its residents in the tenderness of night's embrace. As the household sinks into serene slumber, shadows weave seamlessly with light, pirouetting across the cool stone floor in a slow dance of night. The weaver, nestled beneath her linen cover, feels the softness embrace her like an old friend, and she sighs with contentment, the day's tender memories playing softly in her mind. The quiet house hums with the gentle cadence of night, an occasional creak of the wooden beams, the whisper of leaves outside her window, and the breathing of her loved ones who, like her, are drawn into rest's soothing arms. Each sound becomes part of a lullaby that eases her slowly into the realm of dreams. Her thoughts drift back over the day's rhythm, from the early morning light that kissed her loom to the afternoon sun that filled her home with warmth. She remembers the colors of the threads, the tactile joy of the wool between her fingers, each motif taking form under her deft hands, a tangible expression of creativity born from quiet dedication. Veiled in the comfort of the night, her mind conjures visions of her ancestors. She imagines them in their own time, hands moving skillfully over looms, much like herself, in their own spaces enriched by earth and tradition. In dreams, she walks with them, guided by the enduring grace of their craft. Dreamscapes unfold in her mind, fields awash in the golden hues of summer's touch, spinning the fragrant air into fibers that shimmer beneath a good shepherd's sky. Her spirit is at one with these visions, treading softly on pathways made by countless generations. Her dreams carry her further, through vast landscapes dotted with olive groves where silvery leaves murmur secrets to the stones. The gentle pull of the loom becomes a metaphor for connection, each thread a pathway binding past to present, weaving her life seamlessly through time. Images of myths and stories blend within her nighttime reverie, characters stepping out of legend to join her under a watchful moon. Gods and goddesses, imbued with human-kin traits, fill her dreams with color, a beautiful tapestry woven from her own rich heritage. In this world of dreams, there is no rush, no need to hurry. The pace is gentle as a stream that meanders, unhurried, across a verdant valley, touching everything with life-giving grace. She moves with ease, sipping sweetness from every unfolding moment. Sleep continues to deepen, wrapping her gently in layers of night so soft that her awareness drifts, weightless and free. The bonds of earthly toil dissolve into the soothing rhythm of her dreams, where thoughts roll like clouds against a starlit sky. The loom of her mind continues to work, weaving the fabric of dreams deep into the quiet secrets of night. Her heart beats steadily, a cadence measured and serene, anchored in the promise of dawn's tender renewal. Thus the weaver, ensconced in sleep's caress, floats through the realm of dreams, her spirit aglow with the eternal flame of her craft, awaiting the light of another day's journey. The quiet night holds her gently, promising dreams that stretch beyond time, safe within its tender embrace until morning softly calls her name. As the gentle veil of dawn begins to lift the night, the tender glow of early morning light filters through the window, softly rousing the weaver from her restful slumber. The air is cool and refreshing, carrying the faint scent of dew-kissed earth and the sweet aroma of nearby jasmine. Slowly she awakens, the quilted world of her dreams giving way to the gentle reality of the new day. Her body feels renewed, each muscle relaxed and ready to embrace the morning with its quiet whispers and subtle energy, as if kissed by the dawn itself. The silence of dawn is calm yet alive, with the first notes of birdsong heralding the arrival of light. Their melodious calls flit through the air, tiny harmonies that promise the unfolding of day and the radiant possibilities yet to come. As she sits up, the weaver stretches, feeling the warmth of life spread through her limbs, much like the golden sun that inches its way upward to bathe the world in its nurturing glow. The tapestry of her dreams lingers in her mind, images interwoven with the comforting fabric of nighttime tales. She steps out of her sleeping quarters, her feet meeting the cool embrace of the clay floor. This feeling, so familiar, anchors her in the day's present moment, grounding her in the simple reality of comfort harvested from small domestic rituals. In the main living space, she relights the hearth, its flickering flame eager to chase away the remnants of the night's chill. The fire crackles quietly to life, casting dancing shadows over the walls, a morning hymn sung in embers and ash. She prepares a modest breakfast, reaching for honeyed figs and still warm bread left from yesterday's baking. The morning meal is accompanied by fresh goat's milk, each mouthful a celebration of togetherness and sustenance drawn from the land they cherish. Outside, the hushed movements of her family beginning their own day filter into the room, a gentle symphony of shared intentions and familiar comforts. These moments draw the weaver closer to the earth, planting her firmly in the cycle of life and its eternal, tender rhythms. Her hands linger over the loom, contemplating the threads untouched since last afternoon. Today promises new patterns and discoveries, each thread a new path ready to be explored with care and artistic vision. As the sun continues to rise, bathing the home in warmth and light, she feels her spirit lift with the dawning day. Her heart pulses with gratitude for the privilege of creation, the opportunity to weave not just cloth, but a life of color and purpose. With a peaceful certainty, she steps into the embrace of the day, renewed and ready to continue the timeless dance of her craft. A day unfolds before her, unhurried and gentle, rich with the promise of weaving dreams into reality. Thus begins another cycle, a tender renewal through the soft threads of dawn, whispering hope and harmony into the tapestry of life. As the morning unfurls, the weaver sets out from her home, weaving her way along a sun-dappled path that meanders toward the heart of the village. Today is market day, an anticipation of vibrant colors and intermingling aromas that will fill the streets with life and energy. The road is laden with the woven stories of villagers, a well-trodden passage connecting one home to another. The scent of the earth underfoot is heightened by sun-warmed foliage and the fragrant songs of nature harmonizing with human activity. Approaching the bustling center, her senses awaken to the day's lively tempo. Stalls, canvassed in broad stripes of color, stand like festive sentinels, their spaces spilling with goods harvested from the countryside, a vivid array of produce and crafted wares. The air is thick with spices, ripe fruit, and the warm aroma of freshly baked bread. These scents mingle with the sweetness of beeswax candles, the cherished product of local apiaries nestled in flowering groves nearby. Vendors call out, their voices rising like song above the murmur of the gathering crowd. They extol the virtues of their goods, each pitch a testament to their dedication and craft. The weaver listens, a soft smile touching her lips, reminded of her kinship with these fellow artisans. In the midst of the throng, the echo of laughter ricochets gently off the stone facades of ancient buildings. Children, eyes wide with wonder, dance amid stalls, their playful antics adding a bright note to the market's melody. The weaver pauses at a booth where dyed threads of every shade flutter in the breeze. Her fingers brush over the colourful skeins, feeling their softness, a tactile promise of countless creations yet to be realised under her care. Nearby, the baker unfurls a delicate cloth, revealing golden crusts that glisten invitingly. She lingers momentarily, savouring a warm, freshly baked pastry, its richness pooling on her tongue. A symphony of taste in her morning. As she weaves through the crowd, she exchanges words and smiles with familiar faces. Each encounter is a thread, a note in the collective song of her people, binding them together within the tapestry of community. Older women, faces etched by wisdom and years, sit nearby with weaving looms, their hands fervently moving, creating a tangible visual rhythm of heritage. They greet her with nods of approval, acknowledging the continuation of their shared craft. The market throbs with life, a heartbeat of shared purpose, where the earth's bounty and human endeavour merge seamlessly. She fills her basket with essentials and particular treasures, a blend of traditions, new experiences awaiting their turn in her daily rituals. As the sun climbs, casting its bright embrace over the thoroughfare, she turns homeward, her heart light with good cheer and the whispered dreams of her community. Her steps find the rhythm with which she awoke, carrying with her the woven ties of market day, a celebration of life's simple joys. Returning home, the weaver empties her basket of market finds onto the sturdy wooden table, each item carrying the tender essence of the morning's thriving encounter. The invigorating hum of the market still resonates within her, each memory a vibrant thread that intertwines with her afternoon's task. The cozy warmth of the home welcomes her, and she sets about preparing a simple meal with the day's acquisitions. The kitchen holds the companionable sounds of chopping vegetables and the gentle hiss of bubbling broth, aromatic and comforting like a warm embrace. Nearby, her children weave through their own small tasks, gathering around to assist and learn, their laughter and questions adding a lively chorus to the domestic routine. Their youthful energy melds harmoniously with the tranquility she embodies, each moment a stitch binding family together. Post-lunch, she finds renewed focus at her loom, its frame standing ready under the light of the gentle afternoon sun. Her fingers quickly reacquaint themselves with the loom's familiar texture, each motion fluid and instinctive like breathing. Not long after, a friendly knock announces the arrival of her neighbour, the potter, who carries with her a new batch of clay creations to exchange for woven pieces. Their ancient custom of trading skills and goods encapsulates a shared promise, one that deepens community bonds. Settling into the rhythmic pulse of the afternoon, her neighbour prepares a simple workspace beside her, turning the soft clay into graceful forms. Together, their respective arts create a symphony, a visual and tactile duet performed by adept hands in the quiet, sun-dappled room. Their conversation dances around artisan secrets and stories exchanged over soft, idle hours. In this shared space, their ambitions and ideas effortlessly coalesce, mirroring the symphony they weave between thread and clay. The weaver showcases some of the threads she acquired at the market, their vibrant hues stirring inspiration for future tapestries. Collaboratively, they dream up designs, the motifs and colors seamlessly intertwined, visions for creations that celebrate the spirit of their unified crafts. As the afternoon deepens, golden light spills languidly through the windows, casting patterns reminiscent of their shared endeavors. The weaving progresses, cloth growing beneath expert hands, a fabric shaped by stories, fragrances, and the rhythmic cadence of looms. Sipping herbal tea infused with fresh mint, they take a moment to pause and discuss new projects, interpreting colors, patterns, and vessels shaped by the earth's own tranquility. Each exchange is a thread of connection, weaving their shared heritage tightly into the burgeoning tapestry of their lives. Their shared laughter and quiet pauses accentuate the day's peaceful rhythm, a gentle reminder that labor imbued with shared prosperity nurtures not only the body but heart and spirit as well. Afternoon wanes into evening with the pleasure of collaborative creations harmoniously complete. With gratitude, the weaver shows her neighbor to the door, their exchanges mingling into the slow, gentle dance of everyday life. The connection, though simple, is as enduring as the woven blankets and glazed pottery that link the threads of their intertwined stories. As the sun dips lower, casting long, gentle shadows that hug the earth, the weaver takes a moment to savor the serenity that envelops her home. The clay and thread from her collaboration shine with promise, resting side by side, reminders of a day's quiet diligence. With evening settling around her, she lovingly tidies her workspace, the loom standing silent and dignified under the waning light. The rhythmic song of its action still hums in her mind, a lullaby composed of fibers and rhythm. Stepping into the cool outdoor air, she finds solace in the garden, where soft evening breezes brush her face. The fading light bathes each leaf and petal in a tender glow, and the gentle rustle of foliage brings whispers of stories from the day. Nearby, bees return to their hives, bees through the flowering garden, nature's tiny weavers. Their industrious hum, a comforting reminder that life, in all its forms, thrives through rhythm and collaboration. Stretching her arms skyward, the weaver feels the day's labor roll off her shoulders like a comforting cloak of twilight. She inhales deeply, filling her senses with the refreshing evening air, the scent of earth and sky mingling softly around her. Back inside, the house is warm with the glow of lamplight and hearth. Preparing dinner is a gentle act, imbued with the gratitude of the day's bounty. The meal simmers slowly, its aroma weaving through the rooms, carrying promises of earthy richness and flavors that nurture both body and soul. The family gathers, each member drawn to the hearth like moths to a warm flame, sharing their own stories of the day. Their laughter and words fill the space, weaving a tapestry of connections that hold firm against time's unyielding march. As they eat together, conversation flows easily. The children recount their own adventures, tales of play woven with the innocent wisdom only youth can conjure. Each voice is cherished, each story a thread illuminating the fabric of their shared life. With dinner complete and darkness blanketing the world outside, soft melodies fill the air once more, a flute's gentle trills, coaxed forth by deft, loving hands. Music and shadows weave together, casting their calming spell upon the household. She reflects quietly on the corners of her mind, turning thoughts of friendship, community, and the perfect quiet that follows collaboration over and over, like a cherished keepsake. These elements woven together form the essence of her days, a tapestry both rich and enduring. In these twilight hours she feels grounded in the knowledge that life, with its daily cycles of labor, rest, creation, and reflection, forms an endless dance, each step tracing an eternal path of unity and purpose. As bedtime draws near, the family disperses to their separate spaces, with soft-spoken goodnights cradling the palpable calm around them. The weaver returns to her own chamber, her heart full and her spirit at ease, trusting the cycle of life to bring forth yet another beautiful day.